Hello. Hello, you guys. Welcome. Hump Day, and it is Trainwreck Wednesday, y'all, with Cassandra of the Pecan Porch Boutique. Hey, you guys. So, did you guys have a good week? Hopefully. Let me scoot my camera back some. Little bit. Sorry for the wobbling. Hey, you guys. I am Cassandra. I am with Pecan Porch Boutique. Welcome y'all to Trainwreck Wednesday. So we're working on a totally different project, you guys. So hi sister. We are working on a totally different project this time, y'all. So tonight we are going to be working on this old Philco radio. I mean, y'all, who had these in their home? I mean, I don't even know what year it is, but I can tell y'all that this thing sat out on my porch. I know it had been sitting on my porch for like 2 years, y'all. It took me forever to clean the dust off of this thing, inside and out. So yeah, so this is an old Philco radio that I'm sure back in the day, someday, whenever that day was, it used to work. But it still has the guts in the top, so like the tubes and stuff behind here, it still has those. It still had the knobs, and you guys probably can't see, but it says Philco right here. It has, you know, volume and things right up in here. But the speaker, I took out the speaker and whatever else it was back in this back part back here. So yeah, so I thought we would upcycle this tonight. Why not? Yeah, y'all know it's Trainwreck Wednesday and I upcycled everything. So yeah, I drug this off the front porch. So that's what we're gonna be working on tonight. So if you guys can see, I have already given it a little bit of paint. Y'all, this thing was so doggone dry. Oh my gosh, it was like starving for paint. So I blended in a little bit of DIY layered chocolate with some sandy blonde on each side here. And so that's what I started with. At the bottom, can you guys see the bottom? I wanted to use a little bit of lavender, kind of a light purple, and I'll tell you guys why in just a minute. So I did layered chocolate on the bottom, and then y'all, I made a custom mix with my DIY paint. I mixed some White Swan with blue Iris, and then I added in some Marquee, which is kind of a red. So I Googled it, y'all. I was like, Google, what colors make purple? And they told me blue and red make purple. So I mixed in, I didn't have the color blue that I needed, so I mixed in White Swan with blue Iris, which kind of gave me a lighter blue. And then I added some Marquee, and that gave me this kind of light purple color that you see down here on the bottom. So, and I was looking for that kind of purpley color to add. So, y'all can definitely mix and customize your DIY paints, okay? Just ask Google. You know, if you want a color, ask Google. Hi, Tracy. How are you? So the reason why I wanted that these colors, y'all, is tonight I am going to be adding some elements from this beautiful paper right here. Can you guys see this? This is the musical Dragonflies decoupage paper. So that is kind of why I chose those colors. And let me get up just a little. I don't know if you guys can see on this, but there's like very faint hints of like lavender or light purple. So that's what I was going for. And so whenever I'm decoupaging, I try to use colors that are in my paper, just to kind of, you know, make it kind of blend in more with whatever I'm putting it on. So that is why I made that custom mix of purple that you guys see down here at the bottom here. So that is why I did that. Okay, so also, y'all know I have a pair up with the things that I call my porch pair ups. I typically have one for every paper. And I went off and I left my little, oh yeah, here it is. So I'm going to be using a couple of my porch pair-ups as well on this piece. And so I have this little music note. What do you call this? Like, I'm just calling it like a double music note. Anybody out there knows music, what this is? So I'm going to be using this. It's a little cardboard note. And I'm going to be using this one. It's a little single cardboard note. That's what I got to call them, y'all, because I don't know what to call them. And then I also have my little dragonfly from cardboard. So I'm going to be using these three as well. And so I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I may decoupage some. I may do a salt wash mixture on some. But these are going to go right here on the front. So that's the plan for those. And then, so I wanted, because this doesn't have anything in the back of it, I wanted to find something. I thought, okay, I want to put something behind here, you know, so that at least you can't see through to the inside. Although I am going to have a back also made for this because it doesn't have a back on it now. So what I did, y'all, I took, let me show y'all what I did because, child, I be coming up with some stuff. Okay, problem solving, y'all, problem solving. So I just took some cardboard, y'all. This is just some plain old cardboard. See on the back here? Cardboard. So I just took some cardboard and I painted it white with some DIY White Swan. And so what I'm going to do is the leftover pieces from that Dragonfly paper. There are various leftover pieces on here. Here's a couple of them. They have some really pretty flowers on them. I am going to put these on this board, but not before, y'all. Not before I use the kindest regards stamp as the background. So I'm going to actually stamp the stamp on here, and then I'm going to put the leftovers from the Dragonfly paper on this board here that I concocted. And I'm going to put it back behind here so that you will be able to see that when you look through here. You know, just a little bit of mystery. Y'all know how I love me some mystery, right? So you're going to be like, what is that back there? So that's what I'm going to do with these pieces here. Okay, so that is the plan, y'all. That's the plan. Now, what I'm not sure about is, okay, so this right here, I want to keep this. Let me pull you guys in a little bit so you can see this. So I want to keep this part here, right? So I know I intend to do a little bit of gold around here, but you can see it has these little knobs that come through these little holes, and some of them are kind of pushed in, you know, and don't really pop out, but that's okay. I mean, heck, if I was this old, I'd have some stuff pushed in too. So, but the knobs are still on here, all except one. This knob doesn't match, y'all, but by the end of this, it's gonna match. I'm gonna make it match. So the knobs are still here, and there's still words here. So I kind of want to retain that. So I'm thinking that this top part here, I'll probably just use, and y'all know what my favorite stain is. I will probably just use a little bit of a light, dark and decrepit here, and maybe around this area too, and just kind of wipe it back, kind of like a glaze, so that you can still see the words here. So that's kind of my plan for that. And as you can see right here, y'all, some of the veneer isn't glued down too much. And the same thing it was like that on this side as well. But I just put me some glue up under there, y'all. And let me show y'all what I used. Bam. I don't know how much this sucker weigh, but you could hit somebody in the head and knock them flat out with this old iron. So I put me some glue on this side. I put glue underneath the veneer that was raising up. And I just sit this puppy down on it. And y'all, it's back down. So I'm going to do the same thing for this side. So I'm going to be using my solid steel iron here to hold it down. So I'll do that on that side. Okay. So where do we start? All right, y'all. take you back a little. I think the first thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and get on this part and this part, and right here I'm gonna get a little bit of paint on here so that it can start to dry. Okay, so typically I don't paint because, you know, on my lives, because watching paint dry is boring. But I want to go ahead and get that on there because I want to show you guys after it dries how I did my little bit of purple. Okay, so I'm going to be using DIY's Layered Chocolate. I'm just using a little brush here and pouring it out of my Philco bottle. And I'm gonna be, I got all my brushes down here up under this thing here. So I'm gonna be using my little Paint Pixie DIY Believe 12 brush, and I'm gonna go ahead and get some paint on these parts here. So stand up. Can you guys see me? Okay. So now I just kind of want to go and get it deep into those crevices, because when I put on my lavender, I'm going to be going in the other direction. And so by pushing it into these crevices, then the lavender will accent that more, because I'm going to be putting it on kind of with the dry brush, and I'm just going to kind of be going in the other direction. But I wanted to go ahead and get this on here so it can be kind of giving a little bit of a dry. It's not going to take long because I'm not putting a lot on there at all. And again, y'all, this thing was dirty. Oh my gosh. So y'all already know I live in the country, right? And so, like, dirt in the country, you know, it just goes hand in hand. Excuse me, y'all. I'm going the other side here. So this thing had been out on my porch, I know, for at least 2 years. Maybe a year and a half. And I just had it out there, you know, for decoration. But my plan was always to, you know, to paint it, to do something with it. So I thought, well, you know what? Why not now? And why not on Trainwreck Wednesday? Okay, so I got my coat on there. Y'all, let me move this iron before I break my toe. I just tripped over it. Okay, so I got my paint on there. So now I'm gonna put a little bit of this brown right here. And the reason why I'm using this big brush is because I want to get down, I want to get around those corners. And I'm not going to put all the way down because I think I want to put some Prairie Gray in the middle. Let me get a little bit more of my my layered chocolate. Right here. And again, I'm just bringing it not all the way down, but just down a little. From the top, because I want to put a little bit of the Prairie Gray, which is also kind of keeping in that theme of the colors of my paper. I want to put the Prairie Gray in the middle. So I'm just going to the bottom now. Can you guys see this at the bottom? Let me turn you down a little bit. I'm just going to the bottom now. And I'm just going to do the same thing, only I'm going to come up this way. But not all the way. And I'm going to go back in with my little pixie brush, and I'll be able to get those corners. But just a little, right there like that. Okay, there we go. So we got a coat there, and I kind of did the middle pieces here. All right. Okay, so now you guys, oh, and another thing I did, y'all, usually y'all know I use, I prefer to use liquid patina when I'm doing my, hi Rebecca. Oh, no need to be sorry, Rebecca. We're just getting started here on this old radio. So typically, y'all, I like to use liquid patina to put down my, my decoupage. But when I tell y'all this thing right here was so darn dry, so I decided to use Big Top. So to give it a little bit of a sheen. So I've already put Big Top here and here on this side. So rather than liquid patina, which is kind of, remember I told you the difference? You can use both to decoupage with, but the liquid patina has more of a matte finish, and the DIY Big Top has more of a shiny finish. So because this was so dry, I went with the Big Top to give it a little bit more of a shiny finish. So that's what's on the side, and I've already sealed each side. So from this paper, y'all, from this, let me show y'all one more time. This is the paper that I'm going to be using. This is the Musical Dragonflies decoupage paper by Roycycle Treasures. And so what I did was I went ahead of time for one paper, because I'm going to be using two, one for each side. And I went ahead and I cut out my dragonflies. So hence the name of this live, Music Has Wings. So that's why I chose the name. So I went ahead and I did my little jagged edge thing for my dragonflies. So I went ahead and took those off of one paper, and I'll put a couple on this side. And so because I'm not going to use the entire sheet of paper, y'all, I went ahead and did a blend on here that kind of, you know, that I think kind of matches the paper. Had I been planning to use the entire paper, I probably would have done a white background to lay my paper down on. Because with a white background, if you guys remember, a white background makes your paper pop a little bit better than a darker background. But because I'm not using the whole paper and I'm just using pieces of it, I went ahead and blended in the colors that I thought would go best with the paper. Okay, so what I'm going to do though really quickly, and you guys have seen me do this before. So on this sheet of paper, I want to go ahead and get my two dragonflies off of here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we're going to get those decoupaged on each side. So you guys have seen me do this before, but I'm going to turn you around so you can see it again, just in case. And let me grab my, where is my water bottle? Let me grab my water bottle, you guys, because I'm going to need that. Because y'all know I'm always forgetting something. I be thinking I'll be prepared for my lives, and something is always missing. So I'm just going to use a little bit of my water here, because I want to get my jagged edge. So I don't need very much. Just going to put a little in my cup here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn you guys around this way. Y'all, I done set up another table, y'all, over here on the side. See it right here? A whole nother table. Okay, so I'm going to take that paper, and I'm going to take my little, just a little cheap craft brush here, and my water that I just poured up, and I want to take my dragonflies off. And the reason why I'm using this water method is because, you know, it gives you this real pretty organic edge. And you guys have seen me do this before, but I love this way because, and I'm just dipping my brush into the water and then making a a water line. And it kind of keeps you from having, you know, you don't have to cut it with scissors. It just gives you this really neat organic look. You guys see that? I'm just kind of doing a little of an edge with my water. Meeting up here. And then once I get my edge done, I can put this water down here. Once I have my wet edge now, I can just go in. You guys see? Let me turn it down a little bit more. So now you can almost see my wet edge. I think you can kind of see it right there. So now that I have my wet edge, I can just go in and start to pull the paper away along that edge. And that gives me more of an organic look than it would be, you know, if I were to cut it with scissors. And then of course I don't want that straight edge either, right? So I don't want the straight edge for sure. So this keeps me from having a straight edge, and it also gives me that really neat organic edge. That just gives you more character, that gives more character in my opinion to your, and so there I go. So there's my dragonfly, and you see the edges, right? So that's the wet method for tearing off your paper. Let's see. Claudine says, "I love the old radio, and the dragonfly paper is beautiful." Yeah, I love this dragonfly paper. It is so pretty. The colors in it are really muted, Claudine, but the paper is just so pretty. But y'all know I love me some color, so I had to put a little pop of color in there. And it does have this real faint. So I'm going to go ahead now and take off my other dragonfly, you guys. Using the same wet method. Tracing around. Yeah, you know, Claudine, I just thought this old radio needed just a little bit of an update. So, all right, let me go back and make sure I got enough water here. And as y'all can see, that's a really quick way just to get a really neat edge on your paper. Just be careful when you're tearing it that you don't tear off the image that you're trying to get off. So you guys can see that, right? I'm just going around my dragonfly. Following the, and you kind of like almost don't really have to be able to see your water line. I just kind of keep one hand down though, just so that I don't tear part of, you know, my dragonfly. My hand just kind of guides around. And there we go. And look how much I had left, y'all. Look, I still got all this left to work with. So yeah, Musical Dragonflies, that's the name of this paper. And I have been dying to use it. So I finally get a chance. Music and radio go hand in hand. So here's my other little dragonfly. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and get these put on, y'all, on each side. And again, the reason why I didn't paint this background white to put my paper on is because I am going to be, you know, because I'm not using the entire paper. So that's why I didn't paint it white. All right. So let me get my big top. And I told you guys why I used big top, right? Because this thing was so darn dry. So I'm just going to pour a little bit of my big top in here. Big Top is more of a, has more of a sheen to it. And I usually like the matte finish, but this piece was so dry. I just thought, man, I need to really, I think I probably need to really use, trying to find a brush, y'all. I'm gonna use my little, this little bitty brush here. I thought, you know, it was so dry that I would use Big Top because Big Top is so much, Big Top has a little bit of a sheen to it. Okay, so I'm gonna start on this side and I'm gonna go ahead and start putting on my Dragonflies. And I'm just gonna put 2 on each side. And I have my, my paper here to lay it down with. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with my Dragonfly. And I didn't really do, y'all, I didn't try to do a perfect blend. Y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all something. Don't blend. Don't try to blend on a curved surface. That was a little bit interesting. So I'm gonna put one Dragonfly here though, kind of on this curve here. Can you guys see that? Let me move the camera a little, so maybe y'all can see better around the corner here. Come this way a little. There, maybe that might be a little bit better. Okay, so I'm gonna put this Dragonfly kind of right here, kind of coming around this curve here. Okay, so here's my brush. Here's my plastic cling wrap. I'm gonna get down on my knees, y'all, and y'all might have to come help me get up, child, cause let me tell you something. Getting up and down is not easy anymore. All right. So get a little bit of my Big Top. Just kind of figure out where I want him. I'm going to start right here. And again, Big Top has a little bit of a kind of a satiny, shiny finish to it. Okay. So I got a little bit on there. I'm going to put my paper here, right here. I think I put my medium in one spot, but I put my Dragonfly in another. So, but that's okay. So I'm just using my my wrap here to smooth out my paper, and then I'm just gonna keep on going. Of course, you know, I only have 2 Dragonflies, so this probably ain't gonna take much time. Just kind of folding back here, add some more Big Top. And even though this is small, I'm still kind of working in little small sections. So. Because when you work in sections, when you're decoupaging, it just gives you a little bit more control. And especially around this curve, I can smooth it out a little bit better. You guys see that? Pretty good? Okay. Do the last section here. I'm just putting extra Big Top on, even though my paper may not go out that far. And just rubbing it down, trying to rub out the wrinkles as I go. it's so much better to use this plastic wrap, y'all, than to use my fingers. I'm really, whoever came up with this plastic wrap idea, I am digging it. All right, there we go, y'all. I'm gonna see if I can turn this around a little so y'all can have a better view. There we go. So there we are. That's our first dragonfly. Let's see. Donna. Hey, Donna. Love the radio. Can't wait to see those dragonflies. So I got one on right here, and I've gotten him down. Now I'm going to put my other dragonfly on here, and I kind of want him to kind of go this way, the opposite direction. Turn you guys down some. Maybe you guys can't see that. I'm going to put him down here. So just keep right on going, y'all, because we making music. We are making music again on this old radio. All right, let's see. So I want him to go in this direction. So I'm going to start here, kind of like this, I think. Get my tissue. Rub it out. And again, even though I put Big Top down, I'm going to go back with just a little bit more on my brush, and I'm still going to work in sections. Okay. Section 2. And as I'm putting this down, you guys, that really pretty lavender color that that I was talking about, that's just really faint in this paper. It is popping out a lot more. Section 3. And you can see just a little bit of overlap right here. And that's okay. You can actually layer these papers, y'all. All right. Get some of the leftover that settled down to the bottom here. Wipe it back a little. Because now, because this is more of a, has more veneer on it, so what's happening is that my Big Top really isn't wanting to, it doesn't really want to soak in because this veneer. So I'm just going to take a dry brush and kind of clean some of it up. Because I don't want it to puddle down. So I'm just taking this dry brush and cleaning up some of that doesn't want to soak in. So it really isn't wanting to do much soaking in because this is veneer on the front here. But that's okay. All right, y'all. 2 dragonflies down. All right, so our music has wings piece is off to a good start. But what I'm going to do before we move to that other side, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do another coat of layered chocolate up here on the top. Let me move you guys up a little. So I'm going to go ahead and do another coat of layered chocolate up here on the top. So we'll have that done. As the first coat is dry. And I'm really doing it with this bigger brush. This brush is too big, but I want to get it down into these little grooves. And I can go back, of course, and touch up, you know, anywhere where I got the brown that I didn't want it to go. I can do that on my touch-up. But I wanted to get another coat on here, so it can be drying. Okay, and I'm going to go around the back here. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to give it the second coat on this side right here. You guys can see a little bit better. Pull you around this kind of this way. Excuse the bumpiness. A little bit more right here. That's going to be my second coat. And again, I'm using this bigger brush so I can get down off into these grooves here. And I'm going to go ahead and let that dry. All right. Okay, so that part is done. Now, let's see. Let's go ahead, you guys. I'm going to see if I can turn this around a little, this way a little bit more. This way, so that you'll have a better view. Make sure it's stable before it falls over. Okay, a little bit of better view. Hey, my cousin is on. Hey, Amelia. Okay, let's see. Scoot you guys back a little. So now we're going to do this other side. We have 2 more, y'all. We have 2 more dragonflies to do. So there, you guys can kind of get a good look at the blend that I did now. It's a little bit of sandy blonde with some layered chocolate around the edges. So, and I really wasn't going for a really good blend, y'all, but just, you know, because I'm going to tell y'all, it was hard to try to blend on this curve thing here. So a little bit of a blend there. All right, let me see if I have any questions or comments that I missed. Hi, Gail. Hi, Tabby. Donna says she loves the dragonflies. Rebecca, yes, I did. I took the speaker out of it from the bottom. But but up at the top where the radio piece is, I left it because I wanted to keep that, you know, I wanted to keep that, oh, my cousin Amelia's on, y'all. I love you too, Amelia. And with those cute little cousin kids of hers, y'all, they are so adorable. Tell Riley and Alex I said hello. So yeah, so up at the top, it still has the numbers, you know, the knobs and everything. So I didn't want to take that out, so I left that. So, all right, y'all. So we're gonna put our dragonflies right here now, And again, y'all can see a little bit more of the blend that I did with the sandy blonde and the layered chocolate. All right, so here are my dragonflies for this side. And I think this time I'm gonna start with the top one going this way, since I started with them going the other way last time. And this is backwards to you guys, but still. I'm gonna start with him going toward the back of the piece instead of toward the front of the piece. So let me get my big top over on this side with me. Y'all see, I got 2 TV trays tonight, y'all. I've become resourceful. I got one on one side and one on the other. Just 2 times the chance for both of them to crash and fall, y'all. But that's all I got right now. All right. So here we go. Let's get these dragonflies on. Let me see. Start right here. And you guys can see that this is really runny. And the reason why is because this piece has veneer on it. Well, you might not can see that it's really runny, but it's very runny. Typically, this would absorb into the wood. But because this piece has veneer, it doesn't want to absorb, so I kind of have to wipe some of it away. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna start right here, I think, like this. Got my plastic wrap. Make sure I have product underneath there. And I can see where it's kind of sticking up. You guys can see right there, which means I didn't go over for enough with my product. So that's okay. I'll catch that because it's on the edge. Fold it back a little bit more. Catch the last edge that I left. All right. I'm actually kind of using my plastic wrap to kind of wipe away some of that big top that doesn't have any place to go, that's just kind of sitting on my veneer. The plastic wrap is actually helping me wipe some of that back. Okay, here's the last little piece here. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead then. I'm going to kind of scoot around on this side here. And I'm just going to kind of put a little bit right here on this edge where I didn't put enough the first time. Hi, Barbara. How are you? Thank you for joining. So go ahead and put this down here. Can you guys see? A little bit the opposite hand. All right, there we go, y'all. He is down. One dragonfly down. And so, again, speaking of decoupage, you guys, so you can see now that this is kind of more of that my dragonfly kind of blends in with my background. rather than, you know, maybe more so popping off. I'm gonna go back on this side, y'all. More so than popping off because I have that darker background. But that's what I wanted. So that is okay that he is, but if you wanted him to pop off of your piece more, what you would do is you would, you know, paint a lighter color underneath here. But I'm okay with this because I'm really digging the way he's blending into this, to these colors that I put on here. Okay, so now this little fella, I think I'm gonna put him going this way. I'm just gonna overlap them just a little about right there. That's the plan. All right. So here we go. And this radio has some great, I mean, like, I'm always in awe at how they build this stuff, or how they built this stuff back in the day, because they're not building it anymore. But it has just this really pretty curve to the front of it, you guys. That is just so pretty. So let me see. I'm gonna have to go down a little bit more. Here. A little glob there. I'm just gonna maybe put him right here, let him overlap just a little bit here. Get my magic plastic wrap. And start to rub him in. Lift him up a little. He's a little bit movable right now. So I can readjust him. And I'm also taking this plastic wrap, and again, y'all, I am just kind of rubbing in some of that big top that just, because this is a veneer piece, the big top really doesn't have anything to soak into. So I'm using my plastic wrap just to kind of take off the excess. And to kind of rub the wrinkles away. So I'm getting two things in one. All right. What time is it, y'all? Time flies when you're having fun. Let's see. Hi, Dorothy. It has been so long since I saw you live, but I am working tonight. We'll try to watch. Yes, Dorothy, it has been a while. Thank you for joining. Yeah. You can always watch the replay, y'all. Because I know everybody's busy. All right. All right, it's our last section, y'all. And again, I'm just kind of taking my plastic wrap and actually wiping in some of that big top. All right, there we go, y'all. Now we have our dragonflies on both sides. There we go. So, and our paint is dry on the top too. So, I'm going to show you guys really quick. Let's see, what time is it, y'all? Because I will get to talking. Ooh, it is 8:20, child. Time just flies when you having fun. Okay, so let me try to turn this back around now. You would think with no guts in this thing would not be this heavy. But it is still heavy, y'all. And not to mention that my quilt, my drop cloth here, has decided that it wants to wrinkle up under here. So let me try to pull that out from under here, and then I'm going to show you guys really quickly while we have a few minutes. Okay, there we go. So again, y'all, I told y'all that I did my own custom mix of, y'all. I used DIYs. Raise you guys up a little. I used DIY's White Swan. Now, I just had a little left in here. But child, I went to Google, y'all, and I said, Google, hey Google, I said, hey, how do you make purple or lavender? And it said blue and red. So I didn't have the light blue that I needed, but what I did was I took some DIY White Swan and I mixed it with some blue Iris, and then I added in a little bit of Marquee, which is a red. And y'all, look at that. Google was right. I got this really pretty light purple. So that is what I used. I used that. Let me find my brush. I used this light purple. And this side is still kind of wet, but I'm going to show you guys on this side. I use this light purple because the paper has this real faint, let me see, y'all. Rub that down a little bit more there. But the paper has this really faint, very faint hint of lavender in it. I don't know if you guys can see. Can you guys see any of that those little hints of lavender in here? So that is what I wanted to pull out. And so that is why I did that little custom mix. So y'all can really mix your paint, y'all. You can mix it. If you don't find the color that you want, or you want a custom color, try Google it. Google know everything. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of my custom mix now. And on a little bit of, you know, just a little artist brush here. And I am going to take it. Let me bring you guys up some. Put this down. And bring you guys up a little. So I'm going to take my mix here. And I am going to go this way with it. So I'm just, and I don't have much on my brush at all, y'all. I'm just going to take it and I'm just going to do a little bit of a dry brush. Kind of looks like, you know, just some faded paint on here. Can you guys see that? So that lavender, the reason why I wanted it was to pull out that color that's in the paper. So yeah, so I just made my own little mixture here. And I'm just using that to accent these little round features of the radio. And they not only will accent the this layered chocolate, but it will also accent the paper, because the paper has just really faint hints of this lavender in here. So that's kind of what I wanted to do and show you guys. And once I seal that all in, y'all, it's going to be really, really pretty. Really pretty. Okay, so let's see. So I'm going to do that on the other side as well, but the other side still has a little bit of a ways to go. You can kind of see some of the darkest spots here. That means that it's not quite dry yet. And then what I'm going to do, y'all, right in here, right here. I'm going to do this in a Prairie Gray because again, this paper is kind of has the muted tones in it. So I'm going to do that middle part in Prairie Gray, but don't forget, I did my board. We didn't get to it tonight, but we'll finish it the next night. But don't forget, I have my the leftover paper from just one of the sheets, and I put these two cardboard pieces, y'all, together. See, they're cardboard. I painted them in White Swan, and I taped them together on the back. See there? And I'm gonna put, first of all, I'm gonna stamp it, y'all, with my very favorite stamp. Y'all already know what my very favorite stamp is, with the Kindest Regards stamp. So I'm gonna stamp this all over with the Kindest Regards stamp. And then, once that's dry, I am going to add these leftover pieces to it. I'm gonna decoupage them onto this cardboard here. And then I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna put it down here, y'all, where this open section is, right here. So that then when you look through it, you'll have this really kind of mysterious little background going on right in here. It will still get a complete back because it's open at the back. But right here, though, you will still be able to see decoupage scraps ever, because you can do good stuff with them. And then, once that's done on the inside, and once this is all painted, this intersection is painted here. Once I put the board on the back, this intersection is painted. I'm going to use my little porch pair-ups. This note, this double note, this note, and this little dragonfly here. And I don't know if I'm going to decoupage them or if I'm going to do a salt wash technique, but I'm going to put them down here in different sections. 3 of them in different places as well on here. So that is my plan, y'all. And it is 8:30 already. Let me see, did I have any comments that I missed? Let's see. Hi, Eva. Thank you. I think it's going to be cute, y'all. Let's see. Barbara says, wow, they really popped those rib curves. Yes. Didn't that lavender really pop out those rib curves? I love doing a little bit of dry brush to bring out details on things. Okay. So, yeah. You guys, so that is the plan. So we will come back next Wednesday. And in the meantime, I'm going to kind of be thinking about this section right here, y'all. I'm going to tape this off for sure because I want to keep this old radio section here. This section right in here, I think I'm going to do a little bit of glaze with my very favorite. Y'all already know my favorite. My very favorite stain, Dark and Decrepit. But I'm going to do it really lightly so that I can keep the words here. I'm going to do it here as well, but very lightly because I want to keep this word Philco that's here. So yeah, so that's going to be, we'll do that next week. I'm going to go ahead and glue down this this veneer here that was pulling up, y'all. And I already showed y'all what I used. Didn't I show y'all? I'm going to, bam. I'm going to put some glue. Just like I did the other side, and I'm going to stick that iron right up there. And that's where I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it overnight, y'all, and it glued down so good on this side. So I'm going to do the same thing on that side. I was happy that the veneer was still there. So, yeah. So, yeah, you guys, and I'm going to put some gold here because, you know, this is just screaming for some gold. So, and then again, this is the only knob that didn't match, but I was thankful that I had a knob to put on it. So I just kind of made it work, but we'll blend it all. It'll blend all in when we're done. But anyway, so yeah, thank you guys. And another thing I want to tell you guys, well, of course, you know, you guys know you can find any of these products that I'm using on my website at pecanporchboutique.com. But also, you guys, in case you don't know, so the IOD sisters have released 6 items from their new spring release. And so there's 3 new stamps. If you guys did not catch the live today or yesterday, there's 3 new stamps. There's chrysanthemums, peonies, and the grape stamp. Oh my gosh, you got, oh y'all, I'm gonna have to cash in my 401k. Doggone it. And then there's 3 new transfers coming out. And these should be out in mid-May. And the transfers are June. It's called June Ode to Henry Fletcher. Beautiful, y'all. Beautiful floral. And then there's one called Floral Anthology. And then the other one is the Redoubt. Y'all, they brought back Redoubt. Redoubt too. I mean, seriously, sisters. I mean, I need to retire with some money. But y'all trying to make sure I don't. That's what y'all trying to do. So anyway, you guys, those are up and on my website as well. And you can do pre-orders for those now. The expected arrival time is mid-May. So go out and check those out on my website as well. And again, you can find any of these products on my website as well. So we'll meet you guys back here next Wednesday. And we'll finish up this old radio, y'all. And, you know, it ain't going to play no music again, but it's still going to be musical. That's the plan. Thank you guys so much for watching me. As usual, I appreciate your support as always. You guys are great, and thank you so much. And don't forget, y'all. Y'all know how we say it on the porch. Do not forget to bud, bloom, and be unique. Bye, you guys. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.